Nintendo gives fans a taste of Tomodachi life, living the dream.
And Minecraft reveals a new biome in the latest update. The Denton download starts now. Good afternoon, I'm Christian Bursuch.
And I'm Marty Bratcher. Fortnite publisher Epic Games is laying off 1,000 employees because of a downturn in engagement on Fortnite. Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney said in a message to staff that Epic was spending more money than they were making, and that they needed to make cuts to keep the company funded. Aside from issues with the Fortnite player count, Sweeney said industry-wide changes also had an influence on the decision. He clarified that the layoffs were not related to AI. Epic's last major layoffs were in 2023 when it laid off 830 staff members, around 16% of its workforce. Afterwards, Epic was believed to have around 4,000 employees, meaning these layoffs affected a quarter of the company. In a separate announcement, Fortnite devs also announced several game modes which will be going offline on April 16th. Rocket Racing, Fortnite Ballistic, and the Festival Battle Stage. These announcements come a week after the launch of Fortnite's new Battle Royale season and 2 weeks after the company raised the price of Fortnite's in-game currency, V-Bucks.
Wow, big layoffs going on, 1,000 people.
Yeah.
But the FBI's Seattle division is investigating malware disguised as video games on Steam between May 2024 and January 2026. The FBI identified 7 specific Steam games that included malware: Block Blasters, Chemia, Dashverse, Dash FPS, Lampy, Lunara, Piratefy, and Tokenova. The malware in Block Blasters notoriously scammed a Twitch streamer out of over $30,000 in cancer treatment donations last September. The malware stole over $150,000 from 261 Steam accounts. Piratefy may have had over 7,000 players who could be affected by the malware. All the games have been removed from the platform, and the FBI has asked for victims of the malware found in Steam video games to come forward and submit an inquiry at steam_malware@fbi.gov.
It's pretty scary to think the games that you like to play could be stealing your information and money.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just teaches
Terrifying.
you to be a little more careful. The co-founder of Super Microcomputer was charged with diverting $2.5 billion worth of servers with NVIDIA's AI chips to China. 2 others are also charged. One worked in the Taiwan office of Supermicro, the other was a contractor. They allegedly violated U.S. laws that bar exports to China without a license. They're charged with conspiring to violate export control laws, smuggling goods from the U.S., and conspiring to defraud the U.S. Supermicrocomputer, is not named in the indictment. And the company said it is cooperating fully with the investigation. The co-founder who is charged with Yishan Liao, known as Wally, he also served on its board of directors. Super Microcomputer released a statement Thursday saying it has placed Liao and one of the others on administrative leave and ended its relationship with the third.
Nintendo has announced a new pricing strategy for its Switch 2 games starting in May 2026. Starting with Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, Nintendo will begin retailing the physical edition of games for $10 more than their digital counterparts. Nintendo wrote, "Nintendo games offer the same experiences whether in packaged or digital formats, and this change simply reflects the different costs associated with producing and distributing each format, and offers players more choice in how they buy and play Nintendo games." The strategy will only affect newly released Switch 2 games, so Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza will not see price raises. There have been a lot of rumors and speculation going around about Nintendo Switch 2 prices, and many analysts believe the console itself could see a price raise by the end of the year. I really hope that Nintendo Switch doesn't get another price raise, but it could happen with all the tariffs. But
yes.
A way around that, according to a Bloomberg report, Nintendo is cutting Switch 2 production by over 30% amid lower than expected holiday sales in the US. Despite a historic launch seeing it sell more than any other console in its first 24 hours, the Switch has failed to maintain that momentum outside of Japan, falling short of sales projections. Despite the production cuts, sources suggest that Nintendo still intends to reach its goal of 20 million units sold by the end of the fiscal year. The decision to cut production reflects the changing market conditions rather than spell success or failure for Nintendo's newest console.
Yeah, looks like if you want to Switch, you might want to get it now.
Yeah, for sure.
Video game developer interviewer Reese Riley has the internet roaring after he revealed one of his sources told him Rockstar's Grand Theft Auto 6 would launch day one on the Nintendo Switch 2. Riley claims the Switch 2 edition will be announced by early May. While other insiders believe that GTA 6 will release on the Switch 2, there is a common belief that it will be sometime after the PS5 and Xbox Series versions, similar to the PC edition. After the launch of the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, the definitive edition on Nintendo Switch systems, nothing is impossible.
I would love to see GTA. Could you imagine laying and playing GTA 6 in handheld mode?
Yeah, I never would have thought. Marvel Rivals developers confirmed that the game will also be coming to the Switch 2 in an interview with IGN. Marvel Rivals executive producer Danny Koo said the port was already in progress and that when they have news, they'll announce it. In July of last year, the devs said a Switch 2 version was being considered. Season 7 of Marvel Rivals just launched, bringing White Fox and Black Cat to the game. Will the Switch 2 edition of Marvel Rivals launch with Season 8? Will the Switch 2 edition play cross-play with other consoles? No matter when it releases, it's going to be great for Marvel Rivals to allow all the Nintendo fans in on the fun.
I mean, Rivals, people love to talk about the player base declining. Opening it up to a whole new family of consoles, that could be huge for Rivals.
The fact that all these games are getting released on the Switch 2 really spells how well the Switch 2 is able to run games. Like,
absolutely.
Everyone is getting in on it.
Nintendo and the Pokemon Company have finally announced that Pokemon Champions will be released on Nintendo Switch consoles on April 8th. It will come to iOS and Android later in the year. The game won't have a native Switch 2 version, but Switch 2 players will have a free update which boosts the visuals for the newer console. Pokemon Champions will have single and double battles with 3 online battle modes: ranked, casual, and private. The game is described as free to start, with a paid starter pack and battle passes. The game will launch with a small selection of Pokemon and will add more over time.
Honestly, I'm a little worried about like the paid aspects of the game, but I am really glad that it's coming to like iOS and Android. That way, even though I can't take my Switch everywhere, I can take my phone everywhere.
Right.
And I do want to battle people. I'm so excited to battle actually other people in Pokemon.
Me too.
Yeah. After dropping early access content and an overview trailer for Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, Nintendo released a demo for the game today. The overview trailer showed how players can create their own pets, food, and house designs for their Miis. The new face paint option is available from the start. The face paint lets players create unique Miis without forcing themselves to place Mii features in a specific way. In clips posted online from the demo, players have more freedom in Tomodachi Life Living the Dream compared to previous games. There's no censorship for island names, catchphrases, and topics Miis can talk about. Content creators that received early access copies showed off the game's character customization, minigames, relationship progression, and in-game menus on Tuesday. Unlike previous Tomodachi Life games, players can choose the gender preference, pronouns, and clothing preference of their Miis. Miis can be male, female, or non-binary. Players can also set up Mii familial relationships on the island so they can avoid their Miis having some really awkward crushes. Some minigames reminiscent of bowling, red light, green light, the iconic Shadow Quiz game, and more were seen in early access footage. Players can earn happiness points called Warm Fuzzies to unlock more in-game features. Also, unlike earlier titles, players can encourage certain Miis to talk and begin friendships by physically picking up and dropping them in the same place. Unfortunately, it looks like the game only has local Mii sharing right now, but hopefully online Mii sharing will be coming in the future. Tomodachi Life Living the Dream is available for pre-order for the Nintendo Switch at $59.99, and the demo is available now. The game releases on April 16th. The last game in the series, Tomodachi Life for the 3DS, was released in 2014.
12 years later,
Yes.
Here we are, we're coming back.
I cannot tell you how excited I am for this game. After, I'm going home and I'm playing the demo all night.
Good.
I'm so excited.
Minecraft's live stream event over the weekend teased new updates, spin-offs, and other announcements. Minecraft Dungeons 2 will be releasing this fall. Like the first Minecraft Dungeons game, players will be able to team up with friends to explore dungeons, battle mobs as wizards and knights. In the sequel, players may discover what's in the secret portal in the ancient city. Another announcement reveals a new biome coming to Minecraft Chaos Cubed. The biome features stinky caves and toxic pools with new block sets, Cinnabar and Sulfur. The Sulfur Cube is a new mob that comes with the biome. The Sulfur Cube can absorb blocks, which changes how it looks and acts. The live stream revealed that the first Minecraft attraction will be coming to a UK theme park, Chessington World of Adventures, in 2027. The attraction will feature a roller coaster, a Minecraft shop, Minecraft-themed food, and mobs from the game. Also coming to the game are new multiplayer groups called parties. On Tuesday, Minecraft's Tiny Takeover update dropped, which added baby mobs to the game. It's one of the largest cosmetic updates released for Minecraft.
PlayStation has announced it will shut down another first-party studio, this time being Dark Outlaw Games. Dark Outlaw Games was formed in just 2025 and didn't release a single project, but they are the second studio Sony has shut down in just the last month. According to reports, Sony isn't done closing studios just yet, so keep your fingers crossed that your favorite studio isn't next. And according to analysts, Marathon hasn't lived up to the expectations Bungie and Sony had for the game. The lead-up to the Extraction shooter's release was riddled with controversy, from an AI art scandal to reports of problems among developers. But the game managed to make it out the door and launched to generally favorable reviews. Reese Elliott, head of market analysis at Alinea Analytics, took to Twitter to report that Marathon has sold 1.2 million copies across all platforms and just 217,000 on a PS5. For a Sony-owned company, it has to be alarming for such a low percentage of the player base to be on PlayStation. While many blame a confusing user interface, Bungie is looking to make a lot of changes in the future that will make the game more appealing to casual players on all platforms.
Yeah, speaking of Bungie, Destiny 2 kicks off its Guardian Games 2026, an annual event that pits all three classes against one another by taking part in unique modes, earning medals, and obtaining unique loot. Despite there being a lot of uncertainty surrounding Destiny 2 and its immediate future, Bungie is keeping to its annual schedule, bringing back Guardian Games as part of its seasonal rotating events, including the likes of Solstice, The Dawning, and the Festival of the Lost. Destiny 2 has entered a rough patch following the end of its decade-long Light and Darkness saga. Although Destiny Renegades was well received, player numbers continue to decline, leading many to question the future of Bungie's iconic franchises. Hopefully, Bungie's not one of the studios that Sony looks to close soon. They haven't been producing much for them.
Yeah, at least they did make some games, though.
Yeah, I mean, legendary studio. It would be a shame if Bungie got shut down. It really would.
Call of Duty fans have migrated back to the Modern Warfare 2019 after the game recently went on sale for as low as $5. Since Treyarch Black Ops 7 launched in November, the game has failed to retain a consistent player base, with many saying this is the worst state the franchise has ever been after the Microsoft acquisition. When the player count erupted last week, Activision announced a double XP weekend for Modern Warfare, bringing an all-time high player count on Steam with 60,000 players.
You know, one thing when I was researching that, it says an all-time player count, but Modern Warfare 2019 didn't release on Steam until 2023.
Wow.
So it was kind of doomed from the start in player count, but I'm glad PC players who maybe never got a chance, are finally getting their hands on it now. In other news, Titan has been revealed for the upcoming Invincible Versus, and he seems to be a brawler character joining the roster about a month before the game is set to release on April 30th. Invincible Versus is a 2D fighting game similar to Dragon Ball FighterZ, and it's building a roster full of iconic Invincible characters. Titan was featured just last week in the premiere of Invincible Season 4, but we'll have to wait until Invincible Versus launches on April 30th to see him again.
That's all for this week. I'm Marty Bratcher.
And I'm Christian Bursuch. The Denton Download will be back next Wednesday.